What's up, fam? How are you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming. If it's your second time or third time, or you're always a member of this channel, just know that I really do appreciate you. So good people, on today's video I'm gonna share with you some of the hacks for reading. On my last video, by the way, there's someone who commented and said that I should maybe give them like tips on how to read, because on my last video I did the importance of reading, or rather benefits of reading. By the way, if you didn't watch that video, kindly click on that link popping up there, go watch it, and then you come back, or maybe finish watching this one, then you can go and watch it later. So yeah, so I saw that comment, and also inside that video I think I spoke about sharing, like I'll try and share with you some of the hacks for reading, because I need them, I think, more than maybe you even need it. You know, I have my YouTube book right here, but before I get to it, by the way, good people, we're on our journey to 5,000 subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly do so by pressing on this. Oh, okay, it's not here. Kindly do so by pressing on my name. You'll be able to just see that subscription button. Just press on it, and then you'll be able to join this amazing family. I'm sure you're not gonna regret at all. So back to what we are here for today. So I have my Google book, I mean, not really Google, but YouTube book right here, which of course written Grow with Google. And there's some few points that I wrote down that I'm gonna share with you quickly that can help you to better your reading, or rather the hacks that you need for you to be able to read your books. So the first point here is start small. When I say start small, I mean you can start by reading maybe 2 pages a day, or maybe even just 1 page a day, or maybe 1 chapter per day. So it depends on your time, like how long you want to read, or how busy are you, how's your schedule. So just start small. Don't say that you're going to read 2 books in a month if you're not even good at, like, as in, it's not a habit that is already in you, you know. Like, for you to make this habit, make this reading become a habit, you have to start small, like as in pole to. You can even decide that each and every month you'll be reading 1 book, or maybe within 2 months you'll be able to finish 1 book. So it just go according to your pace, you know. Don't pressure yourself, but start small. At least jaribu, just start. The second point here is, when you're reading, of course, when you start small, now this is going to help you, like set a time, like put a timer. You can take your phone. Right now my phone is not here but you can take your phone and maybe set like 30 minutes for reading. And this is something that I've been doing, like I've done it the whole of the week, and it's working for me. I've been doing 45 minutes of reading. Like, just try to, you know, read something within that 45 minutes. Try to put everything aside, lock everything uko, so that I can just focus on the book and concentrate at least and enjoy. And I've been enjoying it. And so far, by the way, I'm on that Will Smith book, and I love what I'm reading, and I love how Will Smith loved the grandmother, which is mom. That's how I think he used to call her. And yeah, so I'm still reading this book and I'm really enjoying it. So you see, just set a timer, put a timer. That's the second point. And this is the third point, which I feel like was supposed to be our first point, is you need to know the reason why you're reading. What's your why? Why are you reading? Are you reading for entertainment? Are you reading to learn something? Are you reading to, you know, to build your vocabulary, to improve your vocabulary? That is, why are you reading? Know your why, and that your why is what is gonna keep you pick that book and read. That is the third point, which I feel like was supposed to be our first point, but yeah, it's our third point. The fourth point is, buy yourself a book. Don't borrow. You know, exchanging is fine, but borrowing, most of the time when you borrow a book, you never get to read it at all. And I'm not kidding you, by the way. I'm sure maybe you're watching this, you usually borrow books and read them. But when I say borrowing, there's exchanging of books. You can go and borrow in the library, you're going to return it. Yes, that's another way of reading. But there's that one of, maybe you've come to Christine house, then you've seen a book you want to take. Yes, it's okay, I can give it to you, but are you really gonna read that book? So learn how to buy yourself books, because I feel like the moment you spend your money on it, and you've worked so hard for that money, trust me, you will be able to read that book. I mean, unless maybe you've spent money that you've not really worked hard for. There's a difference, like there's a big difference. And this I'm telling you because I have experience, you know. Yeah, so buy a book, like go buy a book. And when you're buying a book, this is now our fifth point, which is going to, you know, when you're buying a book, go for books that are interesting. Go for books that you know you're going to read, like an interesting book. Get an interesting book. So what you do when you get a book, there's usually at least some description of the book, like, I mean, like a synopsis of what's inside the book. You can even call it trailer if you want to call it that, but read what's there. See if it's something that is of your interest. When you've read that, just a few minutes, like maybe less than even 2 minutes, you just read what's behind the book, and then you'll be able to know what the book is about. Then you decide whether you're going to pick that book, go with it, or you're going to look for another book. So just get books that interest you. Yeah. So that was our 5th, right? So our 6th point is lock yourself out of your phone when you're reading. Okay, yes, I was talking about putting a timer. Sometimes you don't need to put that timer. Like, you can just take your phone and leave it somewhere. Like, now I'm shooting this, my phone is in my room, in my bedroom. So I'm in the living room, my phone is not here. So at least I'm getting to do these things so that I can finish. Because you see, when you have your phone these days, unless maybe you put it on silence, but messages will come up, text will come up, especially for those who are reading books from the phone. Like, if you're reading on your, like, I don't know how they do it, but are you ever like tempted to go and check what's on WhatsApp? Or maybe you put it on flight mode and then you read. I don't know what you do, but yeah, just try to lock your phone out completely, like put it away for you to be able to read. That was the 6th, right? I don't know if you're now on 7th. Maybe we're on 7th. Yeah. You need to at least make short notes. You get, like, some catchy notes that you've read in the book. Like, have some sticky notes where you'll be writing the things. Maybe you can even write those sticky notes and put it on your dressing table. This, I'm talking to the ladies. I don't know if men do have dressing tables. Some of you, I'm sure you do. But yeah, you can just stick it somewhere. Like, just stick them somewhere where you can just read. For example, there's something that I read in the morning, and I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, I saw something it's about the progress, not intensity. And then when I was at the gym today, there's something that I'm working on, lifting my body up, like lifting myself up, and I was able to do it. Like, at least I've been doing it consistently. Like, I try at least twice in a week. I do Monday and Tuesday, because Monday and Tuesday I don't do the upper body workout so much. I'm always on the downer part, and on Monday I usually do full body, so I feel like I can still lift myself up, like my arms are not too weak, so I like tired, that is. So I try and just practice. So the day I wanted to post that video, I was like, okay, now what caption am I gonna put on it? Then I remembered whatever I read that I wrote somewhere on my phone about. It's the progress, not intensity. So it's that, at least one step at a time, baby step. So that is something that I wrote somewhere, and I was able to use it. And I used to do this a lot when I was in my last job. Like, there are so many books I will read, maybe something I will even listen to, watch news, and then pick something from it. And then I'm like, that's a nice phrase. And I'll go and use it as a caption, Like, in my industry, you get to do this a lot. Like, because right now, on social media, you need a caption. You're like, you've been reading books, you'll always pick something that goes well there. And the fact that now reading helps you build your vocabulary, like in terms of improve your vocabulary, this is something that will work for you. So put down some short notes when you're reading your books. Like, when it's encouraging. The fact that now you know that other than just reading the book, you're also trying to get captions for different things in your life. You get, yeah? Or even maybe to mystery, maybe you're going to hit on some chick, you're going to hit on some guy, and you need some, depending on the book that you're reading. Yeah. So I don't know if that was the 7th point, but maybe it's the 7th. No, that was the 6th, if I'm not wrong. No, 7th actually. So my 8th point is change your reading environment. You get, like, for example, I've been doing that in my house. Sometimes I read from here, sometimes I read in my office, sometimes I read from my bed, sometimes I read from, like, just change the environment depending on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes you can also even change your environment and go to Java, go out there, like, go buy yourself dawa at Java. And dawa is maybe around 500 or less. I don't know, I can't remember. But dawa, at least when you're taking it, I'm telling you this because I know the hacks, like, as in I've done it before. By the time you're finishing that dawa, you would have been done with maybe 2 chapters or even 1 chapter, because it's hot, then it's kali. So by the time you're just sipping it kidogo, so it's not gonna, you don't go there and then buy yourself something that you need to concentrate on eating, like, in terms you need to use your hands and use your, both hands, fork and knife, and then you're carrying your book that you want to read. Get something that you can just sip pole as you read your book. Just change that environment. You can as well, if you live in maybe like a place where I'm living, where you might be having a garden somewhere, you just carry your blanket, go sit there, read your book when the birds are singing, nini nini. And then just to add something else on this, if you're reading a book and you're those people who like to have music playing on the background, do that. Like put some nice music for you, and then you'll be able to enjoy your reading and read, even like just want to read. My 9th point, we're almost finishing, guys. My 9th point here is you can have a reading partner. Goodness, good people, accountability is key. Like even me going to the gym, I go with my neighbor Eve. So as in that, just having Eve there and us guys motivating ourselves that let's go and do this. Today we are doing 1 hour. Today we're working on our backs. I think it's overexposed just kidogo too. The sun keeps playing with me, but I think that's okay. So yeah, like we can tell ourselves that today we're gonna work on our backs, we're gonna work on our chest. So as in when you know that we're going to do chest and back workout, or rather those, we know that we usually spend less hours in the gym, maybe about 1.5 hours. So just having that accountability when it comes to doing something. I remember when the year started, we decided to be reading books with Jackie. Jackie by the way sijui mali ulifika na kitabu, lakini yeah, we were doing terribly. Yeah, so good people, it seems I'm gonna change my partner and I'm gonna have you guys as my partners, and I'll be telling you, at least I'll try and be reviewing the books that I'm reading. Like I said that I'm gonna finish the Will Smith book by end of the year, and also the other one, A Girl with the Louding Voice or something like that. Louding Mouth voice actually, yeah. So when I finish, I'll come here and share with you guys, like at least try and read. So the last part by the way is listen to an audiobook. And listen to an audiobook. That is something I've never done, so I'm not going to talk much about it. But the only thing that I've done is listen to several podcasts. So I don't know if there are books there. I don't know how it will work for you. It's something that I'm going to do a lot of research about these audiobooks, and even learn where you can find them from, how much are you going to buy them. So lately, good people, have been listening to a lot of podcasts. Not even a lot, but I think there's one that I want to share with you about 360 perspective. It's by Trisha Wangare. Trisha is my friend, and I feel like there's a lot. I think she started doing it when I was at work, and that time I think we were super busy, so I didn't get to listen to most of them. I think she did the last episode, was it 2 weeks ago, last week? So I told myself to start from the beginning, like the first episode, and I think there's a lot that you guys can learn from Trisha's experience, like just how her life and the things that she's been through and all that. So guys, please go and listen to 360 Perspective. It's on Spotify, by the way, and I'm gonna leave the link to that podcast on my description box. You can press on it and subscribe, support a sister, and yeah, like leave a comment. By the way, you can write to her about what you feel, but there's a lot that I'm sure you people can relate to. And yeah, so yes, I'm gonna leave you with that. We've gotten to the end of this video. I hope you've learned something from it. If you like it, please remember to thumbs up, and also share it with your friends who need to learn the hacks of reading. It's something that I'm really practicing, because clearly I was struggling with reading, and it's something that I need to do. Like, it's something that I have to do because I need to improve my vocabulary, grow a lot of stuff. I told you guys about when I'm not reading, I usually find myself like I become a bit rusty when it comes to speaking. So yeah, so it's something that I really need to do. If you've gotten here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know what you need to do. Press on that amazing lady popping right there. And until next time, good people, kisses to you.